How's it going, Russell?
Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, biggest gob in sport. We've got the main man back, Kent. Women love him, men want to be him. He's thinking of changing his name to the Kentinator, aren't you, Kent?
The governor's back, Russell.
That's what we were going to change it to, the Kent, the governor. How are you doing?
I'm keeping well, bro. How's the form?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm down here, aren't I, in Brum? Well, near Brum, about 10 mile away, Sutton Coldfield. I'm next village to that Dale Nichols, and he's swerving me, Voice of Hardcore pay-per-view.
So you're officially a Brummy now.
Yeah. I go for a drink round Brown Hills. What's the arm?
So who are you going to support? Are you going to support Aston Villa, West Brom,
Or,
Wolves,
or,
Aston Villa,
or Birmingham.
Birmingham City?
Well, Michael, who comes on channel, the West Brom kid.
Right,
He
yeah,
lives at Bridge
right.
North, like he's a nice kid. He's working in Spain now. Like he started his new job in Spain, but had a few nights out with him, a few afternoons. He's a good kid. He likes a good time. Like he's bang on him. He had that one MMA fight. So me and him have let rip a few times. He's all right. Other than that, I met a kid, Lyndon, called Lyndon, Perry Bar Dog Track. He's bang on. He's into dog racing. He's fantastic. They're only really two people that are sort of like have it with down here. Obviously, Dale's in next village, but I think he's busy and all that all the time. I know pull his leg on that, but he's all right, Dale. Been up to the factory, took him out for a bite in Rotherham, and every time I say we went for a beer, I think I might be a bit too much for him, like because if he comes out for a beer with me, I'll take his car keys off him, won't I? So you're not going on to it. He knows that if I say that, it's happening. So, but what I'm going to do next time I drive by Lichfield, which is next village, I'm just going to knock on his door because I've got his address here. I'll knock on his door. He'll go, I'll walk straight in and I'm going to chop a fat one out on his coffee table while him and his missus are like, oh, okay, can't do that. So that's what I'm like. Shouldn't be giving it the old, yeah, come see me. Well, when I'm in the area, should be having a beer with me, shouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? Dale, we love you, really. Right, Kent, listen to this. Shannon Courtney, right, 23 month out the ring. Ebony Bridges, 21 and a half month. Conor Ben, 29 month. Dylan White, 22 months. So they're all approaching 2 year out the ring. That's before we get on to other people. Now, Felix Cash, people were saying were banned. I don't think he were. He only had it ring 18 months, but you don't know, do you? You just don't know. But fighters in the prime who all of a sudden are flying and doing well, and all of a sudden being parked up by Eddie Hills. I don't buy any of that. But I've spoke to a legal guy this week and he said these non-disclosures, if anybody breaks them, there's serious issues, whether it's the UCAD or the testing agencies or border control, the fighters managers, whoever's signed it. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were in it all and this like shrouded in mystery and secrecy of it all. What do you think?
I think if you look at it from a business perspective and you look at it with fighters who have name brand value, that's the way of putting it under the carpet that nobody's going to know about. That no matter when a fighter fails a test, if it's through toothpaste, if it's a mouthwash, if it's a cream, that fighter's reputation is still ruined. So therefore, the public, not so much the public, but boxing people, it's kind of taboo. It's still taboo. Not as much now, but the product is damaged. The product is damaged when you look at it from a sales perspective, you look at it from a marketing perspective, you look at it from a numbers perspective, that product's damaged. So the best way to protect the product when they do fail a test is this new silent ban. That's the best way of putting it under the carpet, that the product isn't damaged, nobody knows about it, and they can just get on with it like nothing happened. And it's a way to, it just encourages cheating even more. It just encourages cheaters to cheat, because basically, if that's the case, there's absolutely no ramifications coming off it, because no one's going to know you failed the test. Commercially, you're fine. You've still got name brand value, and you could be sold as a really good marketable product. So it's a clever way of basically brushing everything under the carpet.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Really, because fighters are always looking for an edge, aren't they? We know that. But I mean, these here, right? Shannon Courtney, she's been taking steroids. She needs the money back. Ebony Bridges, right? If she's been taking them, it wouldn't surprise me because once she a bodybuilder when she started out.
Bodybuilder, competitive bodybuilder.
Yeah. And the other one, Dylan White, he had a K1. He failed in K1. He failed in pros after about 8, 9 fights, didn't he? There were the Oscar Rivers-ish situation, and then this Joshua one. Am I right?
That's 3.
That's 3 in boxing and 1 in K1, 4 in combat sports, isn't it? But he's saying the Oscar Rivers one went away. We never saw the B sample. Nobody's asking for it, like Bricktop. Where's the B sample? Why are you not shouting that now, Bricktop? Because they're all in
Doesn't
bed
talk like
together.
that no more.
They're all in
Doesn't
bed
talk like
together.
that no more.
Everybody's in bed together. So when you've got issues like that, Crusher Ben had 2 issues. His dad had an issue, if you remember, with the McClellan fight. He
Didn't
collapsed.
get tested.
He collapsed, didn't he, on way for testing. Were it Lenny McLean, Carlton Leach, and all them lot? They got him away. Carlton Leach mentioned it in one of his YouTube things. They got him away from the scene, didn't they? Away from testers, Nigel. So I don't know what to make of it all, and I think the rest of it all got lost in the McClellan hype and or the drama of it because it were world's press were camped at that hospital, weren't they, for a few weeks. So it
Yeah.
sort of got away from Nigel Ben. Hey, I could be wrong. I could be talking out of turn here, but listen, Nigel Ben never had a drug test after that fight, did he?
Well, it was in the documentary.
Mm.
It's all readily available online. You're not really talking out of turn. It's
Right.
all that information is readily available online on YouTube. You can go and watch that documentary, and you can see the documentary.
Yeah.
There was all that. It is in Carton Leach's book that Tony Tucker and him
Tony
were
Tucker,
were
that's him.
were were over in Tenerife at training camps with Nigel Ben, training and being his bodyguards. And there's that video of Nigel Ben coming to the ring with Tucker and Leach. And there is actually there's the video as well where Craig Rolfe is sitting behind Mark Haitley in one of the Nigel Ben fights. So there was that connection there
Les
with
Ferdinand was sat next to him as well, wasn't it? Football, I've seen that one.
with the Essex boys. But come back to what you said there about Dillian White. You just in a sport now where that's 4 drug issues. Now he's close to near 40 years old. He's waiting for his last cash out fight, his last payout. He did fight in Dublin against Christian Hammer a lot of months back.
Probably about
and won that.
37, wasn't he, Dylan White? 36, 37.
So he's getting on a bit.
Still knocking on.
He's getting on a bit. So he's waiting for his last cash out. But I just can't get my head around it morally. Promoting someone with that reputation, how can it be marketable?
Listen, mate. Do you think Eddie's bothered about Dylan White now? I don't think he's going to take a risk on him. He's let him down. He's got a British title to his name that he won off Ian Lewinson. That 20 stoner. And that's the Dylan White story. Won a British against Ian Lewinson, a vacant belt at that. That's his story. The rest of it's just IFL hype. That's it.
And he turned down, the Joshua fight for close to 6 million.
Yeah.
Then we all know what happened there, where Andy Ruiz come in, and
Done
the
his
rest is history. The rest is
he missed the
history.
boat. He'll never forgive himself for that. A bit like Dave Allen. For his level, he missed a big fight against the bar, which were good money, didn't he?
Massive money.
And Dave Allen will never recover from that, I personally think. I don't think he'll ever recover from losing that kind of money, but hey ho. He's now putting videos out, repeating himself, telling us stories about who he sparred, which we've heard 100 times, haven't we, Dave? Oh, boring me.
I think he should
Keep them
just bring a
comments
book
coming,
out.
Dave, on my channel. Keep them comments coming. Go on,
I
mate.
think he should. I think he should just bring a book out, because he has got those stories, and they are interesting. So rather than tell everybody on YouTube, just save it for the book, and make a bit of money off the book. Because if you
Oh,
tell
like
all the
Joe Egan.
stories, nobody's going to buy the book.
Like Joe Egan telling them, I got battered by Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. They battered me. Just put stories about, I got battered, bragging about getting knocked about. I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? People making a living out of saying they got knocked about. Couldn't make that up, could you? So, so this silent ban nonsense, where does it end, Ken? Where does it end?
It doesn't. It's only the start. This is only the start of something new. You're going to start finding now that you're not going to be hearing about fighters failing tests. That's the road they're going down. That's why this method has been brought out. Basically to save the product, to save face, and make the fighters and make the cards marketable. It just protects their investment. So it does, and this is only started. This is, when was the last time you heard of like in a period of 18 months, you were hearing about multiple fighters failing tests. In the last quarter, how many fighters have you heard have actually failed the test? None.
Lovely. They're all serving silent ones, aren't they?
It's dreadful. It kind of sickens you to the point where you're like, why am I watching this? Why if I'm watching this and if I'm paying for this, I'm actually a part of the problem. Why am I paying for this? So it's very disappointing, but suppose it's been happening since time went on. Cheating in sport. I think I remember the first time I hearing of cheating in sport was cycling, and it was cyclists were actually taking vodka during races to help.
Not cheating.
It was helping the blood. It was helping the blood flow, the body. It kept the blood flowing. Obviously, when you're getting hit with lactic acid, the oxygen in the blood isn't flowing to the areas. So apparently they found some way of finding out that taking vodka, and I think a cyclist fell off a cliff or something like that there and had a tragic accident. So that's the start of it. I'm sure it's been happening. Taking herbs and certain foods to help performance, drinks. That's only the genesis of it. It's got a lot worse, and the depths that athletes will do now to get a 1% edge. We a lot of the stuff that they're taking now, it's not 1% they're getting. You're probably talking a 20% increase in recovery and training volume and power and output, and it's just really sickening to see that a sport that has extreme ramifications on someone's health, even without drugs, never mind taking drugs, it kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. It puts a dampener on actually watching boxing, because you're like, is anybody actually clean anymore?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, it can send you mad, can't it? I'm starting to wonder myself, like looking at some state of some of them. some of these people that are going missing, these are fighters, right, that are not active and they've been doing well, and all of a sudden they just drop off at radar, don't they? And it doesn't add up. A bit like Gary Sykes's belt. That doesn't add up. We're not giving him it. You know what I mean? But not giving him belt now.
I suppose that, and some fighters do move on, and you look at their name brand value, you look at the level they were fighting at, you look at what they were getting paid. Don't forget, when you get paid, you have to pay your trainer, you have to pay your manager, you pay your tax out of that, and what you have left, is it worth it? Is it worth going through that? Not every fighter in the UK is full time. There's probably 20 fighters in the UK that work are actually boxing full time. The rest have all the supplementary boxing through work and family, and it's very, very hard. So I can't say that inactive fighters are taking silent bans. I'm sure there's fighters there that are, but I'm sure there is some fighters that just say, what's the point?
What do you think about all them fighters that all of a sudden they want to be having sponsors and stuff like that? Clinton Wood, he won everything, didn't he? He never had a sponsor till he were British Commonwealth and European champion.
It's different now, Russell. It's then you watched boxing on Sky.
Yeah.
And there wasn't very many eyes watching boxing on Sky at the time. At that time, sorry, Fight Night, but their business was football. So all the big advertising and all the big sponsors on football. But at that time, now everything's about social media, Instagram, YouTube. So everybody wants to have their name being seen in Instagram and YouTube and being on TV. So it's a way of them of businesses selling their product and fighters getting money. Some of them badges that the fighters wear in their shorts can range from 250, 500, 100, a grand. It depends on the scale of the show. It depends on the magnitude of the fight. It depends where the fighter's at in its career. So it's a smart way of a fighter. So say a fighter's got 4 badges that are £250 each. Well, that's 4 weeks training camp you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's a minimum wage, 20-hour week you're going to get. So I suppose it's a way of coming into work for generating some money and coming into work, because I'm sure a lot of the guys, their workplace, it's going to be on paid leave, so they're not going to get paid. So I see where businesses and I see where fighters come from. It's a way of getting a bit of money back and getting that bit of time off to train.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. Yeah. What do you think to this fight this week, then, Kent? In fact, you want to go on to part 2, Kent, and we'll do the business, yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks for liking and subscribing to Porky's Corner. We've got a sister channel, Porky's International. Jump over there and have a neb.